So as I move materials back and forth from the deep desert, I'm just going to talk about a few things. A few videos I've been looking at, a few things, other things people have been saying that I talked to, you know, about PvP for Dune failing. Or just, in general, just being lackluster. Now, we all know in the deep desert, PvP is... I mean, it's not really PvP. Yes, you can fight other people, but there's no structure to it. Besides, go to a spice field or a, I don't know, shipwreck, and if there's other players there, you can fight them. I mean, that's cool and all, but there's no... Factions don't matter in the deep desert, and they should. Because if you're Atreides, you shouldn't be killing other Atreides. If you're Harkonnen, or Harkonnen, you shouldn't be killing other Harkonnen. You should be on the same faction. So that way, you have a clear idea of who's on what side. Maybe some kind of marker or something. A green outline, a red out, something to identify who's who. Because... I mean, if you're on the same faction, but you're all trying to get spice, what sense does it make to have someone from your same faction kill you when you're trying to gather the same materials? Like, it doesn't make any sense. That's one thing of my gripes that I have. But for people to say that, you know, the end game, there's nothing to do in the game after playing the game for 300-400 hours, 200 hours even. I played this game for over 300 hours, so I'm getting close to 350. And as you can see, I have a large spice refinery. I'm planning to build a large ore refinery. I only need a few more things for it. And this is everything that I have that we're doing here in this base, right? Right on the shield wall, right next to the entrance, as you saw where I came in at. I can literally just hop in, hop out easily, right? So pretty much setting myself up for future content to be a little bit easier, getting back and forth in the deep desert, getting spice, and not having to worry about, you know, refining it out there. I can just do it all at my base here. I just take off, fly right here, boom. I know that was kind of, but yeah, you see what I'm talking about. But anyway, this game is it's not an MMO. Yes, you can play it for the people online, but it's an MMO. This game is more similar to Subnautica than it is New World or any other MMO that people are trying to compare this to. It's not an MMO. It's like an open world RPG. PvE RPG with a little bit of PvP in it, just for some people to have that option. But that's it. I mean, it's got a great story. It's got a decent progression system. It's a survival game where the only thing you really have to survive on is water. And then when you come out here to the deep desert, you're just getting more resources. And if you want to PvP, you can. Or, like they've done recently, you don't have to PvP. Because now you have Stravidium and Titanium nodes out here. So you have the option to PvP if you want to. But that's the thing. This game is not really a PvP focused game. It's a PvE experience like Subnautica. Where in Subnautica, what did you do there? You crashed in your ship, down onto the planet. And what did you do from there? Swam around till the game told you, hey, go here and look at this, check this out. Okay, I'll go there. Was there really a story to it? Yes. Very minimal story. but it was a story. But what did you do most of the time? You swam around gathering resources to build a base, to make your life easier as you go deeper into the ocean. Then you explore more parts of it. And yes, you can do multiplayer in Subnautica with a mod in the first one, which I know in Subnautica 2, they're going to be adding multiplayer, which is great. It's amazing because it's an amazing game. But that's what this game is. You come in the game, you do some story stuff if they, if it's available, which they have. You build your base, and you just gather materials and survive until you get to a sustainable point where where things are not necessarily automated, but you get to a point where, like we are right now, and this is just from two of us playing mostly. We did have more people, but they stopped playing the game for whatever reason of their own, but we're still playing. And we go in, build a base, which we have here. We just recently relocated here to this spot. Now it just makes things that much easier to do deep desert content. So now if we go out to the deep desert to get spice, we can easily just come back to the base super quick. And yes, we do have a sand crawler. And this is literally just from playing the game. What do you do with this outside the deep desert? You go out there, take the sand crawler out, and what? Get it blown up by PvP griefers out there? Just because they want to blow you up? That's a possibility. But if you notice, that's not the main focus of the game. The only reason they have PvP like that in this game is because, and this is my opinion, right? The only reason they have that is because in Dune, they fight over spice all the time. So they have to have some sort of aspect of factions fighting over resources, which in this game is the best resource is a spice. Most valuable resource in Arrakis. Remember what the Baron said? He who controls the spice controls the universe. That's all it is about. That's it. That is it. So, at the end of the day, what else do you have? If you like the story, if you like the Dune universe, you like the world, this game's amazing for that. If you want to come in this game and do PvP, you have that option, but don't expect it to be fleshed out like the story is. It'd be one thing if you had PvP areas and stuff like that that had a story connected to it, where you go out to the deep desert and there are PvP like NPCs out there, PvE NPCs obviously, yeah, but they offer you missions and different things to do in PvP, or they create dynamic events which PvP players can go to and participate in. But I do think that the PvP out here would be a lot better, if they just made it so that your factions actually matter out here. I don't know who this guy is. I see he's got a carrier. I know for a fact if I go out there and he's out there and we get to a spice field, I could just attack him. Even if he's on the same faction. There's no helping your fellow faction members out. There's no helping other guilds out. There's no grouping up with other guilds and stuff like that. There's no big option to group up or nothing like that. We don't have that. There's no way to identify whether or not someone's on the Atreides side or Harkonnen's side. Harkonnen's side. There's no way to know. It's just a free-for-all brawl out here to get spice anywhere past the Euro. That's what they need to fix. If they fix that, it would make this game that much better. And then you can actually have a sense of teamwork. And a sense of, you know, accomplishment, in a sense of out helping other people of your faction complete a task in the deep desert. It would make completing the Landsrad that much easier. It can even add more Landsrad mission opportunities. You know, you can expand on that. Everyone's helping towards the goal, but you're not being set back by someone on your same faction who can't even tell if you are part of the same faction or not. They just see a person out here gathering materials and spice or doing whatever, and then they just blow you out of the border. Blow you out of the sky. Just because. I mean, there's always going to be those people out there that bad actors, you know, the ones that they just want to PvP just for the fun of it. And that's fine. But there has to be some clear line drawn. So that way we know the boundaries of what you can do and can't do, and we have set some more limits when it comes to the players interacting with each other on the same faction in the deep desert. Alright, well, that's all I had. That's all I wanted to rant about, just yap about. Oh, and if they could increase the party size, that would be amazing. I don't see why there's only 4 people in a party when you've got a carrier that can hold 6 or 8 people. Doesn't make sense. They definitely need to add more people in parties. That's all I got for you. Leave a comment, leave a like, let me know your thoughts, whatever. That's just one to just get that off my chest. I'll catch you in the next one.